Plan A, use direct substitution. And when I do, clearly 0, 0, 0, 0 is going to give us 0 over 0. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it by direct substitution because we got this indeterminate form, which of course means we have a hole exactly where we're trying to take a limit. So let's try to factor. That's going to be our plan B. Factor. Well, I can take out a 2x in the numerator and I'm left with x squared minus 9. And in the denominator, I'm going to be very sneaky and I'm going to take out a negative x. And I'm left with negative 3 plus x. Now, why did I do that? Because I could see one step in the future that this is going to be 2x times x minus 3 times x plus 3. I looked at this, I said, well, this is a difference of perfect squares. That's how I factored it, x minus 3, x plus 3. And if I take out a negative x, I'm left with x minus 3. So I was setting up a cancellation. And now I can take the limit as x approaches 3 of 2x times x plus 3 over negative x, which will give me 2 times 3 times 3 plus 3 over the opposite of 3. So what I did there was finally, once I have canceled, I'm going to use direct substitution here, here, and here. So I substituted my 3. I have to follow PEMDAS. So this is going to give me 6 times 6 over negative 3, which is 36 over negative 3, which is negative 12. That is the answer. The answer is the trend in y. And we said we had a hole originally. Well, as x is approaching 3, the y is approaching negative 12. We have a hole there, so the limit is never going to be reached. Of course, with any limit problem, my plan A is direct substitution. Unfortunately, when I do this direct substitution, I get this indeterminate form, which means there's a hole. A hole where? Well, at the point where x approaches negative 2. So my plan B is going to be factor, cancel, and hopefully use direct substitution. So I'm going to have limit x approaches negative 2 of, if I factor this numerator, I have x and x, factors of 18, negative 9, plus 2 that add up to negative 7x. And in the denominator, hopefully something will cancel, x, and I'm going to go plus 2 and plus 2. Nice. Something did cancel. So my surviving function is limit x approaches negative 2 of x minus 9 over x plus 2. And now, after I've factored, I'm going to use direct substitution, and I get negative 2 minus 9 over negative 2 plus 2, which is negative 11 over 0. Oh, sugar. This is what we'd say is undefined. Oh, no. Remember, we can't have 0 in the denominator. So let's go back here to this surviving function and ask what's going on. Remember, if I have x plus 2 in the denominator, I can set that equal to 0 to find my vertical asymptote. I have a vertical asymptote at negative 2. Oh, wait a second. X plus 2 equals 0, x equals negative 2. I also have a hole there. Remember from previous courses, if you cancel x plus 2, to find the hole, set x plus 2, whatever you cancel, equal to 0, and then solve. Oh, there's the hole. Wait a second, if I have a vertical asymptote at negative 2 and a hole at negative 2, who wins? The vertical asymptote wins. So if I'm doing a little sketch of this, I know I've got a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 2. And there it is. Now look at my surviving function. This is x to the first over x to the first. So I go to the coefficients, the ratio of their coefficients, 1 over 1. That means that y equals 1 is my horizontal asymptote, and x equals negative 2 is my vertical asymptote. Now, if I put a 0 in for x, I can see my y-intercept is negative. So my graph looks something like this. and like this. And then I can really say the limit as x approaches -2 from the left. Well, as x approaches -2, here's -2. From the left, look where y is going. It's going to positive infinity. How about the limit as x approaches -2 from the right? Well, that means value is very close to -2, but a little more positive. Look where y is going. It's off the charts negative. So because we have two different limits, and by the way, plus and minus infinity are not elements of the real number system. So we don't even know what they are. For all of these reasons, we say D and E. The limit does not exist. That stands for does not exist. So I really had to go to the graph here because I got something confusing when I did the substitution after I canceled.